Does the wasted space on the Mac not bother you? At the bottom?
What do you mean?
Where the bar is at the bottom where all your apps are? On either side.
I can make it.
Yeah, no, I know that. You could, but I'm just saying that doesn't bother you.
I feel like it's the same as Windows, like task.
Yeah, sort of. I hide mine though. I auto hide mine.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Does it bother me? No. The thing is, I have to choose it. I use it all day, so it's like.
I just feel like this wasted space is what bothers me. Like on my Linux computer, when I click and drag a window near my dock, it just auto hides itself. So if there's nothing in front of it, it's visible at the bottom, and I can put things to the left and right of it if I wanted. Anyway.
From Rixie, this is Debuff, and I'm your host, Steve Skeels.
Why is that stuck in my head?
You've been playing Final Fantasy 13?
All right, we're good.
Award-winning MMO.
I told someone so much
Free to play.
To have a nice
60.
day on Twitter that they went private.
Is it someone random?
Yeah.
They're just like, dude, fuck you.
No, so Apple had their little outage today, right? iMessage went down and all that. Like Apple had a huge outage today.
I didn't know that.
iMessage, their TV service, like there was a pretty big outage that happened today. Anyway, I made some stupid joke about it being like, hey, just hit me up like regular, because everyone always tweets like, since iMessage is down, hit me up on, whatever.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, pass. And so I was like, all right, man, have a nice day. And then he replied with something else, and we went back and forth for a little bit. I kept telling him to have a nice day, and he went private after that. So he didn't block me. I thought that was kind of cool. But
you fighting someone, dude?
No, I just thought it was funny. Like I can't reply to him. I can't reply to him anymore now that he's private. Like, and I can't see if he's tweeting at me.
Yeah. So we're in a new studio.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
A new studio. It's just a bedroom. It's just in a different house.
Yeah, but it's a studio to us.
The cameras are in the same place or sitting in the same place, but it's so bizarre because I'm used to this being a wall.
Yeah.
So it's kind of freaking me out.
It's backwards.
Yeah.
It's like a mirrored image. Like it's making my brain hurt.
Yeah, I used to be basically over there. We just turned the tables. The tables have turned.
It's bizarre because we all were kind of like the last room is a lot smaller. Like it didn't look small, but it was very small. Whenever anybody would come in and they had seen the podcast, they're like, this room is tiny. And I was like, really?
I mean, it is pretty small.
So, this room?
I was like,
the other room was pretty small.
Shit.
I was like, I didn't do
It was
shit.
basically like.
I was like,
You sure about that?
so.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. New set. There's a little light here behind Steve. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Courtesy of Maddie.
I wish it was
Shout out Maddie.
I wish it was a little bigger, but it's nice. I think it's a nice little,
The light, yeah. The light looks
nice
good.
Little halo.
It's good.
Yeah. So what's going on with you guys?
What?
All I've basically been doing is playing Elden Ring most of the time.
Yeah.
Just been messing around watching TV and stuff too, but it's greatest of all time.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me more about it. I mean, I've seen some stuff online. I've seen some memes. I've seen some gameplay. It looks hard. A lot of the bosses look pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it's big Dark Souls. It's basically what everyone thought it would be.
Breath of the Souls.
I will say this, and I joked around about it to you guys, but I thought more about it, and I do feel like I playing this game feel like how everybody probably did when they played Breath of the Wild, which I did not play, so I don't know, but I'm so used to open world games having, the checklist and all the icons on the map, and there's some games like Elder Scrolls or whatever where it's not icons everywhere until you get there, and then the icon shows up, and that's all it is. It's like checklist.
Discovery.
But Elden Ring, it's, same as what everyone says, I guess Breath of the Wild is. You can get a map, it expands as you find the pieces, and then I don't know where to go, really. I mean, there's this, I forget what they call it, but there's basically a light on the map that, like, points towards, like, main objectives, but it's not, like, a point. It just says, hey, if you go this way, there's probably something. But for the most part, you just wander around. You might look at the map or look around and say that, hey, what's over there? Try to figure out how to get there. There's no climbing, so, some of the stuff you might see on a mountain, you got to figure out how you actually get up there. And sometimes it might be like a teleporter or something that you'll find later in the game, so you might spend 10 minutes thinking about how to get up somewhere and then not be able to. But I don't know, there's just a lot to do. I don't know really how much farther I have, but I've probably played for like close to 70 hours, I think, and I'm not done. But it's a nice mix where there's still like the same types of dungeons as the Dark Souls games, like big interconnected, interesting castles and stuff that you go through, and then you just go around the map and find like mini dungeons and bosses and stuff. And yeah, it's hard, but I do think I don't know. I said this to Sean because I would like him to try it one day, maybe buy it when it's on sale. But I do think compared to Dark Souls, at least when you get stuck, you can just leave and level up and go find other stuff to do and just come back. And it's not like in Dark Souls, there's basically nothing else you can do. You might be able to go find like a optional area or something. But if you're stuck at a boss, I mean, you just have to beat the boss to progress. Where I know Ed, one of my friends, basically got to the first boss, and he only tried a couple times, like the first real boss in the game. He tried a couple times and decided, you know what, I'm probably not high enough level. I'm going to come back, and he just spent probably like 10, 15 hours just doing other stuff, and then went back and destroyed the boss now that he, was better at the game.
Yeah, I think that's what frustrated me a lot about Dark Souls and Bloodborne was that you like had to just die at the same boss 2,000 fucking times before you finally beat him the once, right? And I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm any good at those games, but I felt like it was really frustrating to feel like I was never progressing because I just wasn't dodging enough, right? Like I wasn't dodging at the right exact time.
Yeah, I mean, it can be, and that's pretty much how the bosses are in this too, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like, but at least I can go level up and get a little stronger before I fight the boss that I'm dying at twice.
You might find a new weapon. I mean, there's so much stuff
that's why I was like Breath of the Wild. I mean, Mason, you were there when you said, dude, go fucking do something else when I was fighting that Lionel.
I was literally going to say, like, these are a lot of the problems that I had with Breath of the Wild. It was like, I shouldn't be here yet, and I keep dying. And
that was your problem for you?
Well, that was those problems that you were talking about. I think are very reminiscent of that, and like there's like when I watched you play, there was a Lionel on that.
It was the one where you get the electric arrows.
Yeah, it was like on top of this hill, and for me, outside of like outside of the cloud district, the first place,
the plateau or whatever.
Yeah, there's this like little Coliseum area where there's another like gold Lionel, and I was like, oh, I'll be fine, and I just got mopped, and I was like, okay, I can't do that yet, and then I came back like 20 or 30 hours later, and it was fine, but
yeah, I mean, I think that's a nice thing about it, where I think when you get to the end game, it's going to be harder to be like out leveled to kill like the final boss or whatever, because you can level up, but in these games normally there's like a certain level where your stats, like, it's not really going to make a huge difference anymore. But I know there's these things in the game called Everjails that are just these like little circle teleporters basically you find on the map. You go there and then you can go into it, and it's just a boss fight in a circle room, and they're optional. One of my friends said that he went and found a few and they were easy, whatever. And the first one I found is this boss, the Crucible Knight, it's called, and he just destroyed me. I tried for like 30 minutes. I was barely doing any damage to him, but I could get him down like halfway. I got close a couple times. And I'm just like, all right, I'm not good enough for this. I don't know. I mean, he's optional. I'll come back later, but I couldn't stagger him or anything. Like, he's just relentless. Just kept attacking me. It was horrible. But I left, and then when I came back one time, I just kind of forgot about it, and then I had encountered other ones in the game, and I said, you know what, I should go back and fight that guy, and I just killed him in like 3 hits because I was just way too strong. So that's kind of one thing that's annoying because, you know, you can just get better. Where in Zelda, I know you can get better weapons and stuff, but it's for the most part.
Is there weapon durability?
No.
See, dude, that's the worst part about Breath of the Wild.
I know,
But,
and I didn't enjoy that because I do think that's one thing I like is I might go through a little dungeon or whatever and fight a boss and then get an item that I'm probably not going to use, but at least I have it forever. I get a weapon and I'm like, you know, maybe one day I might change my build up or something, or next time I play the game, I know where this is or something like that. Whereas I did feel like that was one thing that didn't entice me about Zelda is you might go through some stuff, find a weapon, and then say, okay, yeah, I can use this to hit a guy 20 times. And then,
to be honest, I never actually beat Breath of the Wild.
oh, really?
Yeah. Did you ever like actually beat Ganon?
I did finish it.
The thing was like I got as much as I needed.
I didn't 100% it.
Yeah, I didn't either. I
Can't believe this all comes out now.
yeah,
I beat all 4 of the Divine Beasts. I beat Ganon. I got a bunch of the Koroks, but I never got all 999, and I was never going to do that. I did almost as many of the side quests. I mean, Danielle's played it more than I have, but I did play it for a good 150 hours, and I did beat the story. And
yeah.
Well, I just felt like it was kind of pointless in that game other than for funsies to get all the Korok seeds or all the shrines. I mean,
the Koroks were useful, right? Like, because you did trade them in to get more weapon slots or more armor slots. So eventually, like, you by collecting all 999, you would have completed or have been able to carry as much
that's
stuff
fair.
as possible, right? And that's why you just get the golden shit because, and I feel like that was what people were annoyed about that. Where it's like, yeah, you did that. You did the 1,000 fucking Korok seeds, and you have a full inventory now. What else? What more do you want? That was the point of it in the beginning.
The point was not to get them all.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was, right? They put the golden shit in there for a reason, right? Like,
I felt like, I mean, yeah, so you're not totally like, wow, I did that for no reason.
I mean, I think it was kind of like, I think it was kind of like a collectathon, like,
yeah, but I think too that the
Maki thingy.
The world is but the world is so big that they wanted it to be no matter what direction you go in, you will continue to find shrines to get your health and stamina up. You'll get the Korok seeds so you can increase your inventory. It wasn't about going around the whole map and finding all of them to get the best weapon or something like that.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't have to go into it too much more, but I do think Elden Ring, I enjoy that all of it's so random. With you might go in here and find a cool weapon or an item or whatever. Like I said, maybe you won't use it, but I don't know. At least I come out and I got more experience, runes, basically the souls and stuff, so you can level up or whatever it may be. But the one thing that's crazy is I think I've been talking to friends that have played it, and even in like the starting area, I would go back through and then find something I missed, a dungeon or something, and I'll constantly have people ask, oh, have you seen this yet, or have you done this? Or I'll walk over and see one of my friends playing, and I'm like, where the heck I don't even know where you are, because the map isn't, I mean, it's big, but it's not, when you look at it, like, holy crap, this is the biggest map I've ever seen, but it's really dense. I mean, I'll walk by the same place and realize I missed a hole in the ground that is another dungeon or something. So,
I think that's pretty cool. That does kind of like draw me to the game and make me want to play it, because I think that was one of my biggest frustrations with Dark Souls and Bloodborne, was that I wanted to explore and look at the land, and I felt locked out of it because I wasn't good enough. And
yeah, I mean, they're more linear, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is, but
maybe that's what I needed was Breath of the Dark Souls.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
You sure about that?
It's cool, man. I do think that I enjoy how they have it set up, and still the like castle dungeons and stuff are pretty extensive. I mean, there's a lot of the same, discoverability and things like hidden paths and things that Dark Souls games have, and you can jump now. So that was one thing I noticed. Like, in the other games, you could run and hop to like jump over gaps, but now you can jump up a little bit. And I'd just be exploring, and then I look over and I see there's a railing, and then there's a rooftop below, and I can jump now. Do they want me to go down here? And then I jump off and I land on the rooftop, and there's a whole another section of the castle that I would have missed if I didn't look over there, because I'm not used to jumping over stuff to get to places.
That's pretty interesting that they, at least try and make you think for exploration. I mean, Zelda did that a little bit, but I felt like Zelda was also
Well,
like,
you could climb anything.
yeah,
so.
I mean, but I felt like it was like, here's the tools, figure it out. Where like that's like we added one new mechanic, and if you played every other game, you would be scared to jump down here, right?
Now you can do they changed up how some of the combat works a little bit. You used to be able to do basically like a hop attack.
Yeah.
Now you can jump attack anytime. It's like the plunging attacks you would do. But I do that all the time. I'm fighting big guys and I just jump and smack them in the face and it'll stagger them. Sometimes I gotta be cheap and I do it 3 times until they get knocked down. And, you know, it's cool because that wasn't in the other games. But I don't know. Long story short, it is big Dark Souls. I mean, the combat is by and large the same. They've changed up a few things in the game that I think are pretty neat just for how like the systems work. But for the most part, if you like Dark Souls, it's...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, I really want to like those games. I've said it on this podcast a lot.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I feel like I'm still kind of in my fucking, I don't want to play any video games
For sure.
mood right now, which is unfortunate because I do really want to, but, you know.
Yeah, I have those funks for sure. We've talked about that. Sean, what do you have? I have a...
Dude, I mean,
a bunch
honestly, I
of
don't really
things.
have that much.
Okay.
I mean, I've Steve did send me the Gundam Evolution game, which kind of looks like I think it was Polygon said Overwatch, and I rewatched the trailer after seeing that, and it does kind of look like that. But I would definitely try it because I've been playing or building so much Gundam lately that.
Is it like a team like hero
so
shooter?
The thing that's what it looks like is like each you pick a class for that battle because it only appears that it's a limited selection of Gundam, and like each one has a different weapon. Like Barbados has his big hammer thing, and then there's one with a rocket launcher. There's one, the Sasabi is in it, and that's got a couple different weapons. Like so, I think they're trying to make it so it's an. I would almost say the hammer reminded me of Halo, like the gravity hammer. And so almost like either you're picking your character each round, like a loadout, or you choose a class for each round, and the team is as equal as it can be, and then you fight. Because it looked like more Gundam than could be on a single squad, like. It's probably 4v4, maybe 5v5.
I see what you're saying though. Like they might have like the, I don't know, heavy arms like type class where they're gonna have the rocket launchers and stuff, and you don't want a team of 4. That's
exactly. That's why I think it's more like an Overwatch type game, like where you want a healer and you want someone who's heavy and you want DPS.
okay. But maybe it's more like I don't know. I always think of Overwatch as the objective based. Like,
is it really though?
Yeah. I don't know if there's a deathmatch mode, but I always thought...
Oh, maybe I mean, honestly, though, it does seem like a battle arena type MOBA game. Well, not MOBA. No. Yeah, just battle arena.
Like hero shooter type?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, that could be cool, though. I would probably prefer that to a Halo thing where you're just a normal Gundam.
Yeah.
I mean, you could... If
Picking
you could
up different weapons.
Yeah, if you're Barbados and you just go and find like an assault rifle, that's not really as fun.
Yeah.
So... I know Mason's super excited for the game, but
it's just one of those things I know nothing about.
So
dude, Toonami, baby.
I mean, Steve and I got
cable.
into Gundam a little bit when we were kids, and like we watched the anime when we could catch it on television. But anytime we saw the toys at the store, we were like, we have to fucking have those.
Yeah.
And I bought when I was younger a couple model kits, and I found one recently, and it looks like shit. I mean, I did it like snap the pieces out with like nail clippers or something and stuck it all together. I didn't have the tools for it. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I was like, this is frustrating. But as an adult, it's a lot easier. And honestly, there's plastic model kits for everyone. Steve got into it. He's not only building Gundam, there are plenty of them. I saw one at the hobby shop that is the ramen noodle cup.
Yeah, that one's so silly.
It's a 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1 scale model of the ramen noodle cup, and it's like a million, like hundreds of pieces that you put together.
Just so that you can look on the inside and see your ramen noodles.
Yeah,
Ramen noodle cup.
Yeah, so
cup noodles. You know,
cup noodles.
Yeah,
like the styrofoam cups.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's cup noodle. Gun.
You
here you go.
Just be on
But
screen.
isn't that just like, shouldn't that be like 4 pieces?
No, dude. It's a
That's-
whole.
yeah,
It's a
it's kind of
whole-
silly.
Like, here's an exploded view of this. It is a full model scale 1-to-1 model of a noodle cup.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
cup
I don't
noodle.
understand like who
See?
came up with that, but
Okay, that makes more sense.
it's neat.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a cool idea. I mean,
Wow.
you know,
Can y'all see that? Look on the monitor.
That's cool. Yeah, dude, I'm just glad, like,
oops.
because it's nice to have something that like takes your mind off of things. I feel like that's really what it's doing for you. If I had to
Definitely,
guess,
if it definitely is, dude.
like it's very like numbing, and I feel like that's kind of how I felt with the N64 like hoarding. Was as I would buy them, and the first thing that I would do is I would sit there and I would meticulously clean every one, and that was like Lysol to me smells like N64. I know that's bizarre.
No, it makes
You like
sense.
But,
Pavloved
like, now-
yourself into
Yeah,
thinking.
like every time I smell it, I'm like, oh, it smells like cleaning N64 carts that were like had like Sharpie, and you know they were like definitely like cigarette smoke, and like you clean them and like they just go from being like pieces of shit trash to like nice looking
Yeah.
carts.
No, I
So
agree.
I get that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's been for me. Sean started doing it, and
Do y'all get that?
I'd always seen some cool ones and never had the courage to do it because, I mean, it is hard. None of them are going to look like perfect, and I'm not
yeah.
like a painter or anything, so I haven't tried that yet. And it's been fun. Like you said, I just sit down and put something on TV or whatever and do it.
I
And
can't watch so I tried to watch a Gundam series and I had to put it in English, and then okay, I do want to say one thing. I'm sorry to get on a tangent here. I know you said you had a lot to talk about. So, anime, and the translation, and I wonder sometimes, based on the translation, if it's spiced up a little bit to make it seem more Americanized, and I assume that's the case. But when I was watching Gundam, there were a few times where I paused it and went to look at the subtitles because they didn't match the words. Because the words I heard, I was like, why is this in it? Like, so an example, somebody gets hurt and it, in the Japanese version, he says, what do you think you're doing? And the English voice acting says, what did you just do, you bitch? Talking to a woman, which I was like, why did they throw that word in there when it's not in the subtitle? Like, why
Go
did
ahead.
they? Why? I mean, I feel like I'm sorry. I know we're getting a little bit, but it just seemed like Why did they put that word in there? Like,
I will say two things. Is one, yeah, absolutely, localization and translation. There's like two
Okay.
different aspects to it where they do try to
spice up the story.
I don't know about spice up all the time, but just westernize, or the way that they even choose the translation, because there's not a one-to-one
That's what
for things.
Right,
And
exactly.
sometimes too, like there might be a word that I don't know what they said in Japanese, right? They may have said some kind of insult like idiot
Yeah.
or something, but there's not necessarily a one-to-one word. So
Yeah.
they just chose bitch. I
But-
don't really
But why
know.
is it not in the sub? Like,
And that's another thing, is the subtitles also are
So
are
it's-
not a one-to-one.
it's 3 people writing this fucking shit. Like, that's what I guess
Well,
is frustrating.
the Japanese, and then when they come out with subtitles for like just subbed version, that's not necessarily the subtitles for what they decide to do with the dub, which is what's annoying.
Right.
So whatever the English voices, they have to have their own. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know which one's right, but there's a whole lot of stuff out there
Yeah.
about.
It just seemed
how-
like that was. It just seemed like that was the one. Like, it annoyed me because like that I've heard "damn" in that show. The one time I hear the word "bitch," it was towards a woman, and like it wasn't in the subtitles, right? Like, I felt like if it was in the subtitles, then maybe that's fine. It's a kids television show, TV-14, and I felt like it was an Americanized way of saying, like, I don't know. It just felt like I wish I didn't hear it. You know, I don't know. It
Like I
seems weird.
said, it might be that the subtitles left out whatever
Yeah.
insult they used to. I don't know.
That
but-
is 100% correct. And honestly, the only way I should be listening to it is just learning how to speak Japanese. And,
yeah. Well, I
you know,
don't have time for that. But
People have said the same stuff about Squid Game.
Yeah.
Because Like,
It's not just anime.
first of all, the
Right. Okay. I shouldn't have said that.
no, I know, but
yeah.
but that's the jumping off point. People have said that the Squid Game like English audio is horrible, and you shouldn't ever listen to that because it just completely takes all the emotion out of the
Dude.
original.
Same with Dark. Do not watch Dark.
Yeah.
Watch it, dude. And honestly, I would love to watch the anime. I can't hear it though when I'm building Gundam.
yeah,
right?
I haven't been watching anime
Yeah.
while I'm building.
Anyway.
But so somebody on TikTok posted a native Korean speaker or somebody that knows it fluently was like, these subtitles are not
Yeah.
doing justice what they're actually saying.
Yeah.
And she referenced some part where one of the women says something important and it gets misconstrued. And she was like, they really meant this, but they say this. And there's a whole deeper meaning that you're missing. And so it's unfortunately like it still stood up as being good, but you have to wonder how much you're actually missing.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, that's always a problem. And we can go back to like 4Kids dubs where they called the onigiri, the like rice balls, jelly donuts, because they assumed kids
Yeah.
wouldn't, in the West, would be like, why are they eating rice balls? Like, what is
Yeah.
that? No one's going to know what onigiri is. If
And
you call
dude,
them
for the
rice
longest
ball.
time, I thought those were
Yeah, dude. Playing
donuts.
Kirby, it's one of the items you
Why
can
would
get
you
to heal
ever-
you, and I
yeah.
just was like, he's eating donuts. I don't know. And when it's cartoon, like they're triangles with the seaweed wrap.
But it
piece,
looks like
it's white.
It looks like a white powdered donut.
yeah,
Yeah,
like you
it
wouldn't
totally
think
does.
about it. So I don't know. It's stuff like that, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
I was just gonna say it bothers me. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's some shows I've watched where I've looked up like, what is this character actually saying? Or
Yeah.
depending on what version of the subtitles you get, they'll have like a catchphrase or something that is different because they're people who are trying to get it translated in a way that makes more sense. So I don't know. I get you. I think that's always been a weird thing. I know with manga, a lot of the times they have like translator notes where they'll put something in there and say, hey, the words that they actually used mean this, but that doesn't really make sense for like Western audience. So we're going to use this throughout. So they let you know that we're taking liberties. And
I wouldn't be surprised though, in that instance, if the subtitles were updated to fit the times better. To be a
Yeah,
little
well, no,
bit,
no, no.
I know
So
you
this
mentioned
one
it, but
is
a
brand-
little bit more politically correct.
This one is brand new.
Oh, it is.
Well,
Okay.
fair. I mean, not brand
Never
new,
mind.
but it's what Gundam. It was Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans, which is a
it's-
fairly newer one.
yeah,
2015. I think the newest one is it's not Breaker or
I have no idea what the newest one would
Breaker
be.
Battlelog. That one is that one was 2021. So that one, yeah, that's the one that I keep finding the model kits for.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway,
I don't know. I'll just say that I feel like you always got to take it with a grain of salt. I never believe. I don't know. There's a lot of times where you just wonder if that's exactly what they said because there's not direct translations.
yeah.
And that was the weirdest thing for me, even in high school learning Spanish. Like I always tried to translate the words in a sentence, and you don't really do that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Yeah. I have a number of things to talk about,
Yeah,
but I
man.
don't know what to start with. So,
Did you just pick a number, brother?
I guess we could talk about. I guess we talk about Gran Turismo really quickly because there's
Oh my God! Did you hear about that whole fucking clusterfuck?
well that'll be afterwards. This is something else
My God.
because the DRM stuff.
Okay,
Is that what you're talking
No, I
about?
was talking about how they were fucking like offline for the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
like
yeah.
2 days.
No, that's a part of it too. But what I'm talking about has nothing to do with that. That's what the Modern Vintage Gamer was about.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So
how the turns table.
I want to show you guys a clip that I just took a recording of from YouTube. I'll show that to you in a second. Just want to preface it. So for those of you who haven't played Gran Turismo ever, there's always been kind of a meme about the AI in the game, how it's like not that good. And it's really, they get they get out of your way when you drive by, so it's like they're really no challenge. And so I think Gran Turismo Polyphony, the people who make the game, were like, we got to make this better. Like, we have to put some resources into making this better. And so over the past couple of years, they've been working on something called Gran Turismo Sophy, Sophy, and it's essentially AI. That it's like machine learning AI to better these racers as like, you know, driving the course better, actually like racing you and not just getting out of the way. And dude, the AI has gotten so good that the best players in the world can't keep up. And it's only been machine learning for like maybe a year. And it's incredible. The reason that I want to talk about it is just the way that they drive is so bizarre. Because if you don't know, in professional racing, depending on where you drive on the track, going around corners or whatever it is, like you have to stay within the track limits. And if you don't, you get a penalty, which a penalty is an increment of time where you have to go 50 miles an hour. Meaning, if you knock somebody off the track, you could get like a 5-second penalty, which means you have to essentially almost stand still for 5 seconds, which is going to lose you so much time and likely send you back many positions, right? So if you cut corners or you hit a barrier or you run into the wall or whatever it is, you get a penalty. So the idea is that like when somebody's driving around you, you don't just hit them because you're going to have to slow down if that's the case. So you have to drive with like some chivalry, if you will. Like you have to like drive like not an asshole. You have to, if somebody goes in your inside, you can't just knock them. You have to let them go and fight your way back past, and vice versa. And so what the AI has figured out is not only the tactics of humans where you fake people out, you start like you're going this way and you go the other way, but they've figured out the pixel perfect limits of the tracks.
Oh my god!
To get the most speed into a corner. And dude, there's this one clip. I'll put it on screen. I'm gonna show it to you guys. Where this is from Super GT. I've talked about him a bunch before. Where they're using the pit entry. The pit entry is when you go in and you get like you change your tires to make the corner faster, which you don't get a penalty for going into the pits. So they're just being super smart about like, this is the edge of where I can drive, and it's faster than driving straight. Let me go full screen here. I'm gonna turn it down just to be safe. It's only like a 20-second clip.
Shadow Realm. And now for the best example of track limit abuse.
Sophy is
or exploitation,
entry.
if you like. Look at that. Pit entry use into the 4 chicanes. Absolutely sensible.
So you see that's the pit entry right there.
Yeah.
If you like.
They go
so
most
they can
drivers
curve into the
most drivers go here and then turn in. They go all the way around the pit entry and cut across.
Look at that pit entry use into the 4 chicanes.
Forza would
Absolutely
never.
sensational. You don't get a penalty for using the grass or going in the pit entry. So
Microsoft would never.
So the thing is like the way that they drive is so bizarre because they're pushing because they can do 1,000 laps in the time that it would take us to do however many, 10 or 20, you know what I mean? And so what they'll do is like on every turn, most good drivers will use as much of the track as they can. I think the rule is, and I could be wrong, correct me in the comments, you can have 2 wheels on the road and 2 on the grass or 2 on the tarmac. But if you have 3 or 4 wheels, you get a penalty. And so what they do is like they'll find that perfect limit where they're a pixel away from being in a penalty to get the track width and turning in. And what they've learned is like to use the grass, which is more slippery, to whip the car into the turn. Dude, it's obviously things that humans could never do. Like we could get close, but like
it's a tool assisted speed
it's essentially a tool assisted speed run. And so it races against essentially like the 3 or 4 best players in the entire world. The closest anyone got to their lap time was like within 0.2 of a second, but everyone else was like 1.5 seconds, 1.8 seconds. And these are like the best players in the world who are like crazy fast.
So are people mad about it?
Well, no, because they're like, Polyphony was like, we're not going to put this in the game
Oh, okay.
straight out. Like, you're not going to like not win races. I think what they're going to do is say, here's a setting of how like easy, medium, pro. And then if you really want to push the limits, you can use this AI. But I think, the caveat is the AI uses probably a ton of like server power. So they're not just going to like throw Sophy into the game. But it just goes to show you how I love when computers like machine learning AI finds a completely new way.
But what's funny
to do
dude,
something.
It's all that is just giving a machine the ability to learn how to speed run. Like it's a task. They built a task, and that's all they did. That didn't know how to beat the game fast.
Yes,
but I'm pretty sure
they're
every
also
task
in
starts
races.
by figuring it out. Like, and that's what's crazy is they literally put a task. You're racing against a fucking task.
That's what I said.
Yes, but
When did you just say that just now?
He
I said it was a
said
tool-assisted speedrun.
Yeah.
Oh,
The difference
Okay,
is
well, sorry.
No, you explained it though. I just was joking, but you're right. That
I mean,
is what they're doing.
I think I might have heard you say that, and we'll go
Dude,
in one ear out the other. But
you're good, man. I just
no, you're right.
because
Though.
I was like thinking about it, I was like, this fucking is, I don't understand why they thought that was a good idea.
Well-
That's insane to me. And so was it offline to like remove
Well,
this
that's-
from the game? Because I don't fucking understand that part.
Well, talk about that in a second. I just want to say I don't have heard nothing about this game. I heard it came out and something about servers, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about that. But
Yeah, we'll get
when
there.
you first started talking about this, I thought you were saying, well, everyone was shitting on their crappy AI, so they were like, okay, now our AI is really good. I thought you were saying like that's what they did to program how the AI should just work in the game by default.
No, yeah, I wish.
And I'm like, damn, dude, that was kind of cold for them to go
I know,
and be
they're
like,
just
you
like,
can't beat us now.
you're never gonna win. No,
Which-
yeah, this was a tournament series.
Yeah, which, like you said, it is really cool to see them find like new ways, things like that, which is not something that people even do like professionally, right? Because that's a weird maneuver to do. Just as the example
You
of going
could
into the
do
pit.
it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
not like
sure-
a standard
but I'm
practice.
sure that technology could be used for figuring out the fastest way to beat an in real life course,
Yeah,
right?
for
Like,
sure.
Yeah.
Like here's the course, and here we mapped it out 1-to-1, and you would have to make a turn at this exact fucking speed and angle to make it. I
Yeah,
think that could
assuming-
be useful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
assuming the
It definitely could.
physics are like the same, right?
The only thing is, you guys keep saying tasks, and I think that is the case for the time trials, which is just yourself. The difference between this and the clip that I showed you was in a full race, was 3 AI versus 3 real drivers. Sorry. And so they have to make decisions on the fly when somebody's on their inside or
Yeah,
Right.
no,
what
no.
I'm saying
And
is
so-
they took the task to the next level, right? They took a task and said, "You don't know how to beat this fucking level. Figure it out." Right? A lot of task bots do that though. Like I've seen plenty of people use AI to try and beat Mario through tasks.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess we should just say that we're using the task as like the easy example,
Yeah.
like comparison, but machine learning is
yeah.
its own thing, right? We're just talking about video games, and like you said, yeah, it makes sense if you're just looking at a time trial and having them go around as fast as possible. But it is more than that. We're dumbing it down, basically.
Yeah.
When you have people in the middle of it, I mean, they might be running like the simulations on the server to be like, well, if I go here or whatever, that's like the next step to it, where it's not the same level every time. They don't run 1,000 and say, if I take the turn like this, I'll get it perfectly, because now there's variables of other players and things that are throwing them off.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's really interesting. Well, the cool thing, and this is what that we can end on for this, but they when they first launched Sophy, and they had it in like a working state, I think it was July or June of 21. They put it up against the best racers in the world. The racers beat them every time. October of the same year, so what, 3 or 4 months later, Sophy whipped the fucking real players in 3 or 4 months of just like,
I mean,
I mean, obviously, like computers,
Yeah,
they're on
computers
a different
be learning
level.
fast. It's not like
but
some
it's-
guy just decided to get good at a game in a couple months.
It's just
but-
crazy because it wasn't that much time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, the best players in the world, like, most of them are Japanese for the Gran Turismo sport. And they're, like, super frustrated because they're like, I'm the best in the world and I'm getting fucking rocked.
But it's just, I mean, I think it's the same as like really good chess programs that, I mean, they just know every combination of how.
Yeah, it's the Doctor Strange
Yeah.
endgame chess. You know, it's like I can see every combination.
I mean, it's chess is realistically, there's only so many ways to play it, right? I mean, it's a board. Somebody goes here, you go here, like where are things going to fall out, right? So those programs are really fucking good because they just know how it works. I mean,
And with what you said, I think that's why it's so interesting, especially in a real scenario race, because with chess, like you said, there's only so many moves you can make. In racing, with all those different axes of turning, slowing down, speeding up,
tire pressure,
wind pressure, weather, like there's so many different parameters that they can use to drive faster or slower. It's unbelievable. So I was just blown away by that.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Super good video. I'll try to link it in the description. The DRM thing though.
Yeah, I don't know anything about
So
this.
Modern Vintage Gamer made a video about the DRM and the new release Gran Turismo 7, where for like 30 something hours last week or the week before, actually I think it was like the beginning of March, like a day or two after it came out, the whole thing fucking shut down. And there was only like, I think he said that 98% of the game was unplayable without the servers.
Yeah. Yep. Essentially, that's what happened.
That's why, is this game like a perpetual online like racing or what?
So and most,
so.
yeah, I mean, most of it is online
You get
racing. I mean,
licenses.
I would assume it's very similar to Forza. I mean, you join a server, you're racing against other people potentially. I mean, you can play single player mode, right? But most people are playing those games
Multiplayer.
online or
Yeah.
multiplayer, or I mean, and I'm pretty sure that game is not open world.
No.
So it mostly is just racing against
Well, that's
other
what
people.
that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, is it just like an online
go
racer
in,
basically?
There's not a story mode, but there's like a career where you can race
Yeah.
all these different races and get credits and buy cars.
Arcade mode. Yeah.
But multiplayer is like everyone's like, yeah, we're going there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, I mean, this stuff happens all the time when they come out with these games that are only online. I mean, as soon as servers go down, like your whole game's fucked.
Yeah, it just was like unfortunate though, because like it was like at least 24 hours.
It was 30 plus hours.
And like the same day that like Mario Kart launched their fucking kart pack, like, and I
did hear about somebody saying, I guess I'm playing Mario Kart or something.
Yeah, I mean, and that's then like a lot of people were excited that day. It sucks. It's a bummer, and
it's different, but like I said,
Mario
stuff
Kart was up.
Unfortunately happens. I know I don't want to talk about the game so much, but for the comparison's sake, Lost Ark, when that came out, there was a whole problem where so many people were trying to start accounts, make characters on different servers or whatever, where people were getting kicked off. I started it early because I knew some people playing it. You could pay however much to be a founder or whatever and start the game early. And I had already had my character, but I went to get on and the servers were full, and I had to wait like 20 minutes to try to get in. And then I know in the United Kingdom, or at least I don't know, UK servers, whatever it was, they like people could not get in at all. And when they would go and make a character and then their friends make a character on a different server because that's the only one they could get in, and then they can't swap servers. And then, I don't know, it was like weeks or after the game had come out, they still were like, it takes me 30 minutes to get in.
I remember that being a super fail of a game. I feel like it was Ark.
Lost Ark. It's an MMO like Diablo that came out recently. I've made jokes about us playing it and everyone
Maybe I'm
said
talking
no,
about
but
just Ark.
Ark is like a survival game, which I don't think is also a failure either.
I'm probably thinking of something else.
But I don't know. I stopped playing Lost Ark. Maybe one day I'll go back to it. It was kind of cool, but it's like, I don't know, online Diablo. It was only so fun. I mean, I was enjoying it, but I don't want to get into that game. I was just saying it's a shame where games that are online, and MMO is different than something like a racing game where MMOs launches are always horrible, and you would expect you can never know how many people are actually going to try to get the game, right? Like MMOs live and die by like word of mouth, some amount of advertising, but Gran Turismo, it's like, okay, how many people are buying racing games? Gran Turismo is a popular franchise, right?
It's one of the biggest.
Yeah, but you can guesstimate how many people are probably going to buy the game on launch. So I'm surprised.
That always bothers me, the server stuff, because I feel like you said, like you can't just like over prepare for.
I mean, it
server.
is potentially like wasted money and
Resources,
stuff. Like there's
Yeah,
only
but
so much space.
You're
but-
gonna lose
I
a
mean,
lot more
honestly,
money
though-
if your
honestly,
game
though,
can't run.
If you take the highest play stats at any point from your previous game and add 10, 15, 20%, you could figure that out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's got to be a way they could do it. I mean, even
Yeah.
if it's looking at something like, okay, well, how big did Forza get, right? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, how do we normally
I think
compare?
the other complication there is resource intensity, like how much resources are being used. They could have implemented new things in their online services that require more resources, right? But I do think that is something you can account for. If you can say one single user uses this much more, you could say we had this much server capacity at our highest peak time during the launch of this game. It takes this much more to run a single user.
Yeah.
Now here's the answer for what we need, plus or minus 10 to 25%.
I will say too, though, I do feel like maybe we're also again like simplifying how it works.
Yes.
It's not just like
I
we
don't
need
know.
this much server power for this many people, right? I don't know how all that works for games, but I do know a lot of times when games have server maintenance and stuff, they're like, oh, we'll be done by X time, and then they say, oh, we encountered a problem.
Yeah.
Like can always be weird things that happen that mess with your.
I am equating it very much to terminal servers and terminal services, which are 15 people hop on a super powerful machine, and if one person decides they want to run a report, that's going to hurt everybody, right? So yeah, I'm equating it to terminal servers. So I don't know exactly how that works.
Yeah,
but
your take's better than mine. I'm just
How
saying.
much
I don't know.
dedicated wham do we need
Yeah,
for
the soul wall.
for the soul wall? I just wanted to say really quickly, I started playing Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah.
How's that?
I talked about it in the Discord. Go join the Discord.
Please.
Few new members, feeling good about it. It's a little bit more activity.
Shout out Reese.
It might just be
Yeah.
Sean's increasing activity, but I really quickly, I'm sorry.
No,
I was
don't rush.
growing up, I was a drummer, so I have pretty good rhythm. I assumed like, dude, I'm gonna be so good at this. This is
Have
gonna
you
be
really
easy.
played rhythm games besides Guitar Hero?
No, and I was really good at Guitar Hero.
You were, yeah, but
And so I was like, dude, this is gonna be a fucking cakewalk.
I'm sure it's not.
no.
Here's why it's not a cakewalk. My rhythm is good. It's hard, and dude, you got to use the fucking stylus.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and that shit sucks. And I've got big
Have you-
fucking sausage fingers.
Have you tried Cadence of Hyrule?
No,
that's different, but that is you
It
would
is a
probably
rhythm.
like that.
It's a rhythm game
Is it
based in
DS?
Hyrule. You know, it's Switch, but
Do you have to use the touchscreen?
no.
no. But
It's
it's a fighting game, rhythm-based fighting game, kind of.
Yeah, basically like you like move and attack to the beat to do more damage and get
Is it with
bonuses.
Toon Link?
Yeah. No, it's not even Link. You're playing as a female.
No, there are links in
Oh.
it. I thought.
I think you're playing as some other character though.
Oh,
Look
I don't know.
Regardless, I'll check it out.
It's made by
but
the people that made Crypt of the Necrodancer, which
I-
is the same.
It's so funny because I was like, dude, I'm gonna coast through this game. I'm gonna be so good at it. And like the first one, like failed miserably. And they treat you. It's made by the WarioWare people. We talked about that. Dude, they shit on you.
Oh yeah, dude.
And they're like,
Classic.
dude, that sucked.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't do well enough.
That's so
And,
funny.
I've gotten better at it, and it's really all about repetition and doing it again and again and again. And some of the songs are so funny and like catchy, and like I've got one on my playlist now. If you're gonna look up one, it's Fangirl, Rhythm Heaven. That's a great song. Here is my song. Remember that one?
Look,
So
man.
it's really hard. I'm gonna keep playing it. I just fucking hate that stylus, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you should try
'Cause I'm
rhythm
like-
games on something else. I mean, I don't know. I feel like everyone always thought Guitar Hero is cool because it felt like you're playing a guitar, you
Yeah.
know, and Rock Band, the whole.
It's like you're really
shtick, but-
not, but like you kind of are.
But I mean, when you're playing, like most rhythm games are
Tapping.
some weird like method to hit things to a beat.
DDR is the feet.
I've seen there's a piano one that's really popular at conventions and stuff, but there's a lot of them that are just they make up their own way to hit things to make it so it's
Yeah.
like a unique experience, right? They don't want to be like every other
Yeah.
rhythm game. And there's a few DS ones that, I mean, it's going to be mostly like tapping.
I love it. I love the vibe. I love the animation. It's so like it's like cutesy, but it's also like it just does not take itself seriously. It reminds me a lot of Damacy. What is that one?
Katamari.
It reminds me of that like super weirdo vibe. So
Yeah, that
that's
game
all.
is
That's all.
ridiculous. But well, man, if you need to try something else after, I still recommend Elite Beat Agents if you're not.
Yeah. Somebody said that on the Discord.
I definitely said that to you when you talked about it in the first place, I think. But that's supposed to be a really fun DS one. And if you want to get something on the Switch, man, either Cadence of Hyrule
Yeah, I
or
wonder if
there's
there's some others.
a
Yeah.
Hatsune Miku game on there you could get
Okay.
into.
Yeah, I like it. I love it. What is that like full body?
Vocaloid. No, it's a Vocaloid.
Oh, Vocaloid, dude! I've been listening to Vocaloid metal.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff.
Have you
huh?
heard? Have you heard that?
No,
Some.
it's probably
I'll send
some-
you some.
Yeah, it sounds
It's pretty dope.
I think they're funny. I mean, it's a cool idea, but Hatsune Miku's like the girl with the blue pigtails, the classic.
I'll play it.
Dude, get it, yeah. Matt said it's good.
Fuck it, dude.
Did you have something you want?
You said-
I wanted to ask you guys on camera, and we don't have to talk about this much if you have something else you want to talk about, but I know as the resident guy that doesn't play these, I like to ask, how hyped are you guys about the Pokemon like Scarlet Violet games?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
did you look at any of that really?
I kind of skipped it a little bit because I don't want to get hype about it.
when
And
you're
then-
not even playing
yeah.
Arceus.
So
I'm gonna watch it in the background with the sound off. 'cause
So,
I haven't. Seen
I
it
liked
since it came out.
I liked the Weed Cat starter character.
Yeah.
I don't know anything more than the 3 starters, but I
Okay.
will I will smoke that little cat.
I'm just gonna play it in the background with the sound
I might as well
off.
watch it.
I'm just surprised because
I mean, they did pull this out of their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
dude. I was like, "What? There's already another one?"
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean-
they're doing something every fucking day, dude.
I just think it's surprising because they just came out with Arceus and they're like, hey, new open world game, looks better. It's classic Pokemon,
Oh, it
like
is?
a new mainline. Yeah, it's just like Arceus. Apparently.
Dude,
Well,
it's-
I say that not knowing for sure. Like I don't know if the catching and battling is exactly the
It's
same.
Sun and Moon. I'm sorry,
Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield meets Arceus. It's got to be like the same engine. I mean, it looks like it.
But as far as I understand, it's like they're taking notes from Legends.
Dude, Arceus really feels like a proof of concept now.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I'm surprised though that already this come out the same year.
I know,
and it
dude.
looks a lot better even.
That I feel like they're pumping them out. You know?
Yeah. Also, I say it looks better. We'll wait for the.
People did. I mean, honestly, I had a guy in one of the Twitter group chats just fucking power through this game and catch every single Pokemon.
Arceus?
Yeah.
Arceus?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like most of the.
And so, I mean, he barely
didn't.
he played it. I don't know, a week, and
I mean, if that's like all
had
he
2
was playing,
Pokemon left to catch.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
like the
I'm,
fucking.
I love it, dude.
I'm just saying. I feel like most of the Pokemon games. How many hours does it really take?
The
to,
starters. I
in
love
the-
the starters, dude.
And
I have
Dude, this
such
is
a
just the
soft spot.
fucking Donald Duck.
I know.
That one's sick.
This
I don't
is
know.
Red for alligator.
Yeah, and then fucking Weed Cat.
Yeah, Weed Cat.
I just think with Arceus though too. I mean, you could fill the Pokédex without actually catching all of them though. So, is that part of why it helped him out?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just
I don't
saying.
know.
I think it's kind of cool. Like I'm kind of surprised, and I'm actually same thing I said about Arceus. I'm still probably not going to get this game, but I really enjoy the direction they're actually changing
Yeah.
things. They're trying. You know, everyone gave them shit for making the same game, basically up until the Let's Go games were
I'm
slightly different. And
I'm super excited. I will say, I think they're putting out too many games.
I mean, they've been like
Like,
yearly.
Dude,
No.
I feel like I was not. I can almost say I wasn't ready for another trailer because I was like, I haven't beaten Arceus yet.
I feel like the thing that they're doing now is they said
They're going full bore.
no, they were like, we've been working on Arceus and then we started this other project, right? Arceus probably solved half of the problems they had with the second project, and they said it's ready before we were even planning to launch it. So why not fucking do it now while we have a bunch of steam?
And they've always put
But
out.
see, I feel like next year is going to be like 0.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We've gotten 2 now this year.
Dude,
Yeah,
I think
on
we
the
got
last-
3.
well,
Diamond and Pearl
Diamond
came
and Pearl.
out last
Yeah,
year.
That I don't know that I count because that was a remaster, right?
Yeah, but that's normally what
that
they
is-
You're talking about
I
new, you're
discount-
talking about new games.
I discount those.
New
I know
IP.
that they are re-releases, right? But they're remastered versions of games
They're
that
completely different, though.
But that's
Okay,
what
well,
they.
sure.
That's
Did
always
you
what
play
they've
it?
done, though, is they would
No.
fill in the gaps with remakes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
how they've been doing it since
Yeah.
GBA. So,
So the next one will be what, like Gold and Silver, maybe?
probably.
no, they've already
That'll be
remade
dope.
those.
No, but on new hardware.
Yeah, but I feel like they're going through the generations, though, are they not?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I guess
I guess
that
they
makes
did
Diamond
sense.
and
jump
Pearl.
forward.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe Sun. Well, the thing is, dude, did you guys play Sun and Moon?
No.
No, but
Dude,
what
I
they.
s-
Dude,
I
Sun and Moon was so similar to Sword and Shield,
Yeah, I know people that played it, but
so I could see that being next.
no, I think they're what's after Diamond and Pearl. Don't they have to go through like Black and White and X and Y
There's
before they
bl-
even get to Sun and Moon?
But that's what I'm saying. Dude, they skipped Gold and Silver. Heart Gold and Soul Silver were DS. Right?
Yeah, I'm not
But
saying
I
that.
think Steve's saying
They're
they're
not restart-
remastering them in order.
Yeah, they're not restarting
you
because
think-
they're on the Switch. They've been like
You think
Fire
that-
Red and Leaf Green.
You
were,
think they're gonna jump around?
No.
I'm saying they're
he's-
continuing through
Fire
their
Red and Leaf
backlog.
Green were the first.
Which was for SP, right?
Yes,
Or
Game
right.
Boy,
And
yeah,
then what
Advance.
was the next remaster?
What, Heart Gold?
Yeah. Okay. What was the next remaster? You're following the progression of the original games in the remasters.
It's just not all going to be on the same hardware. They're just doing it to fill in gaps.
Yeah, I'm
Between
just
mainline
saying,
releases.
I'm saying we had. If I'm missing something, I'm sorry, but we had Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
That is
I
fair.
think
no,
that-
but that dude, that is
that-
a fucking
no,
remake.
no, I know.
Of,
Hold on a
Yes,
minute.
that
Red and
threw
Blue
a
and
whole
Yellow.
wrench in what me and
No, no,
Steve
no.
were talking about.
No, I
That
do.
is-
I do agree with that. You're absolutely right that like
You're saying on the full arc.
besides Let's Go, because that was like
yeah.
they're doing a whole new concept. Why wouldn't you start from the first?
So-
People would be pissed if they did Diamond and Pearl remade as Let's Go for their first.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Let's Go. We'll never see that again. I don't think we'll.
and if
ever
they
see
do,
another
it's
one.
probably going to be
I don't
Heart
think we
Gold.
will. I'm saying. So you're saying we got all these ones. They're at Brilliant Diamond for their remake series as a whole,
Yes.
regardless of hardware.
Yes.
And you think that the next remake is going to be whatever's first, X or Y, or
It's
black
either going to be
or
that
white?
or Let's Go Gold and Silver.
Is that what I just
No,
said?
no. Hold on.
I said Gold and Silver is probably the next remake.
Yeah, but, we're saying
we
they're
were thinking you were talking about like a remaster of
Not-
Gold and Silver,
not Let's Go. We're
not Let's Go style.
Let's Go is its own fucking thing.
So
Yeah.
you think that they're going to
It's
make
going to be
a
Let's Go,
No.
Lugia and Ho Ho.
Oh my god.
and
Hold on.
ho
Hold on. Let's bring it back. I
The little
agree with
Debbie
Sean.
snacks.
They may never make a Let's Go games again. If they do, they'd probably continue through.
Dude, they're baby games. I don't
I
know.
loved
if-
it.
I mean, I liked it, but
It was
I
for
don't
babies.
know.
that was the height of
That's
popularity.
your guess? You really think they're going to do Let's Go
No,
Gold?
I said it's either going to be the next in the series, or they're going to throw a fucking another wrench in another curveball and do another fucking Let's Go or some weird
Yeah.
ass style of game.
Yeah, besides Let's Go, the progression has been through the games as they remake them, like through the main story. Let's Go is its own thing, so
I think they're going to do Heart Gold.
I just don't know why they would do that
Yeah,
when
they're
they've already
remaking a
remade those.
remake.
Dude, I know you guys have. Or was it?
I played Gold.
I'm sorry. Was Crystal and Sapphire second,
Yeah.
or was that third?
Those were like the yellow.
Well, Crystal,
Crystal came out like, remember how it was red and blue, and then
And yellow.
yellow came out, and then it was gold and silver, and then crystal came out.
See,
Yeah.
I guess I thought Crystal and Sapphire were a whole new
Sapphire and
generation.
Ruby, which
Sapphire
they
and
also
Ruby, yeah.
remade. Omega Sapphire.
So Crystal was the yellow.
Yes.
Okay. I thought Crystal and Sapphire were together.
Nope.
I don't know. I think that people in our generation have a huge soft spot for,
I would
for
bet you
gold and silver.
$50 they're not going to remake Gold and Silver next.
All right, dude.
You heard it here,
I
Let's
Go
will
style.
take that bet. If they don't,
Unless it's Let's Go.
I
Yeah.
think
I
it'll
don't
be
think
Let's
the-
Go style.
I don't think it'll be next, but I think they will do it in the
$10.
next 5 years.
I don't know. I just feel like they have a lot of other games to remake. It'd be crazy for them to just decide.
If they make it, just buy it for me. That'll be our little
Okay,
thing. And
yeah.
if not, I'll fucking give you $50.
I don't want the money.
Okay, it's
You
been
heard it here
it's been
first.
an hour. It's been an hour. We're
But
good.
yeah, guys. Pokemon, I probably won't get it. Looking out for Digimon Survive.
I'm
Everyone
definitely
stay
gonna get
tuned.
it. but I need to finish Arceus.
For sure. Well,
All right. Hope you like the new set. Hope you like this.
This
blue
episode.
thing.
thanks, Maddie.
Join
thanks,
us
Maddie.
on the Discord.
Yeah, come join us on the
Hey,
Discord.
Willie, if you made it through this episode, shout out.
Yeah,
Will,
dude. Thanks, King. All right, y'all.
Thanks, King.
See ya.
later, fam. Debuff is hosted by me, Steve Skeels, edited and mixed by Mason Carlton. Follow us on Instagram at DebuffPod. That's Debuff, P-O-D. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.